I'm about to show you a strategy that has a 90% win rate. Now, I'm not going to show you any proof. I'm not going to show you any pictures of profits. I'm not going to show you anything. I want you to go back test it yourself because I don't want to prove anything. I'm not going to make a false claim if I can't back it up, and I want you to literally go on the chart yourself and back test what I'm saying. That's all I'm going to do for the intro. Just trust me, go back test, and without further ado, let's get into the video because you are going to see how actually insane the strategy is. Now, here's the chart. I'm not going to go back in replay mode and find a bunch of perfect examples of this working. I'm going to show you the losses too. But let me explain the basics of my strategy. If you don't already know, I trade PRBs, which is pre-market range breakouts. So it's my pre-market range breakout strategy. What I'm looking for is a breakout of a psychological level. Okay, this is a consolidation inside a pre-market on the 5-minute chart. But for this to be a valid psychological level, that when we do actually break out of this level, we see explosive move, is we have to know that the level is actually valid. So this is from going to higher time frames and grabbing more confluences. So we go to the daily chart. We're looking for at least 2 or more touch points. As you guys can see here, we reject here on the daily chart, reject here, reject here. I'm going to put a line in the middle of all of those. So that is a valid support level. So when we pass a certain level, and then as you guys know, it is support, we go down, support it. When we pass through it, it's going to act as resistance, or maybe we consolidate. It's just a psychological level. This is where a bunch of buyers or sellers are. So now we go back inside a pre-market and we want to see how the stock reacts off of this certain level. As you guys can see here, we completely consolidate over this level, meaning that it is a valid psychological level. So now what I'm looking for out of this level is a breakout of this level with a 5-minute momentum candle. This is a candle with a huge body and a little wick. So as you guys can see here, that is exactly what we did right here. Okay, as soon as that happens, we entered into the position. But that's not it, guys. We want to see this stock correlated with the S&P 500. So this is Google. All right, when the S&P 500 is like making red candles, Google should be making red candles. But I'm looking for a day where SPY is making red candles, but this stock is making green candles. So the first 5-minute candle on market open, as you guys can see here, is a huge red candle on SPY. And then coming back to Google, guys, as you guys can see, first 5-minute candle is a whole green bean candle. And boom, outlier bullishness. We enter into the trade after breakout of psychological level. This was an A+ setup. Same thing, PLTR. As you guys can see here, we consolidate on this range, and then we consolidate on this range. I can show you guys on higher time frames where we reject off this, but you guys already know the drill. Just find support or resistance levels, mark them out, and then see if they are support inside a pre-market. As you guys can see here, that is exactly what we do here. I drew my line there, and then we did it again. So just so many times where we're respecting the psychological level. As you guys know, we're looking for a 5-minute momentum candle to break out of this level. Boom. We saw right here with the second candle. It wasn't the first candle. The first candle showed that there's a bunch of buyers and sellers there because it was a 5-minute consolidation candle. Look at that body just going inside of that consolidation. It's really simple, guys. It's really simple. It's a psychological level. So as soon as that 5-minute candle closes, guys, make sure you wait for the 5-minute candle to close. We enter into the position. We actually took this position. This was PLTR, guys, and we secured over a 200% gain because it was Friday and they were 0 day to expiration. So we entered into the position, and then these contracts went from $28 all the way over $1.10, guys. That we secured over a 200% gain on that position. Absolutely crazy. Now here's another trade that I took on AMD right here, guys. So as you guys can see here, inside of the pre-market, we reject off of this level. Inside of higher time frames, we reject off this level so many times. It's just a valid psychological level. No wonder why we resisted off of this level inside of pre-market. And then when we broke out with a 5-minute momentum candle, I entered in, but then the stock made a huge pullback. But most of you guys would just be stopped out. But you know what I did? I actually doubled down. I actually doubled down at the bottom, and we took over a 50% gain on these option contracts when they shot up to the moon. So our average entry was about right here, and we went up. Okay, so this is why you size accordingly on these contracts, and boom, this is why I get a 90% win rate, guys. Because I know with this first 5-minute candle, it's going to set the tone of the day. It's going to set the tone of the daily bias. If you get a huge 5-minute momentum candle as the first candle breaking out of a psychological level, it's almost guaranteed that the stock is just going to go up from there. We might do a healthy pullback like we saw right there, and that's exactly why I doubled down and I entered into the contracts. Boom, 50% gain. My whole week, I didn't take one losing trade this whole week because I know this. You guys have to know this. You have to have confidence in these trades, have your take profit limit orders ready, and they will get filled if you're breakout trading like this. So here's another setup we took actually this week, and another psychological resistance level, as you guys can see here. We can go into higher time frames. I don't feel like it, but I can show you how many times we rejected off of this level. You know what? Let me show you guys. Look, guys, check this out. Look at all of these bodies and everything just consolidating over this level. And the reason I have this line right here is because on the 30-minute chart or the 1 hour chart or just previous days inside of pre-market, we consolidate over that line. So higher time frames, you saw how we consolidated over that rhyme, right? All right, now you can see here, and now let's go to the previous day. Boom, we consolidated over here, rejected off of it, rejected off of it, rejected off of it. Okay, it's just a valid psychological level. So I just showed you guys. Now what I'm looking for is a breakout of this level, guys. Breakout of this level. As you guys can see here, we did have a huge wick here. So that is why I had my stop loss more bigger, because it wasn't a momentum candle. As you guys can see, right as that candle closed above that level, the S&P 500 was mooning to the downside at the same time, entered into the position, and then we scaled out. Okay, we scale out because eventually the stock is going to fake out. So even if we shoot up with literally just this candle right here, we were already up 20%, and I sold half of my contracts. Right there, we were up 60%, sold another half. Right here, we're up like 80%, sold another half, 100% here. Okay, and then every single price target, we scale out half, more than half. It's all up to you. It's all up to your risk tolerance. It's really simple. So yeah, that's exactly why the strategy has a 90% win rate. And let me show you guys proof now. I know I said I wouldn't show you guys proof in the start of the video, but let me show you proof now. All right, these are the trades that I called out this week, guys. Boom, Monday, 50% gain. Tuesday, 200% gain. Wednesday, AMD, 40% gain. Thursday, we didn't take any trades because the whole market was red. Everything was choppy. Friday, 240% gain, like I showed you guys. And let's go earlier. Okay, this was that Monday, right? Intel, 15%. PLTR, 40%. HIMS, 32%. 80%. Guys, I've been on a crazy win streak. And coming into next Monday, I'm on a 34 out of 38 win streak. Almost a 90% win rate. That is exactly why I put that as the thumbnail. So no clickbait, just like I told you guys, 90% win rate in the past month. I have back tested the strategy to have over an 80 to 85% win rate for 30% gains. So yeah, really simple, guys. If you guys want to join that Discord where I post all of my alerts completely for free, you can go ahead and join that. The free alerts actually have a 60-second delay. If you guys want access to no delay alerts, you can join the premium Discord, which actually has a 7-day free trial. So literally risk-free. If you don't like it, you can cancel. Really simple, guys. I will see you inside of the Discord. My name is K2. I go live every single morning, Monday through Friday, and I trade the PRB strategy. So peace, 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 guys.